My husband passed, and one of the things that this probably isn't part of the story, but I was just, when he was very ill, I was walking the dog, and somebody approached me about buying my house, and I said, I'm not selling my house. I said, but if you want to come see it, come see it. So the house was sold. That was another one of these things that wasn't just happened. And so I had to get out of the house a few weeks ago, and I made a house sale. And the Friedners came, and there were a lot of people there, and then they approached me and they said, we found these tefillin, how much would you sell them for? We have somebody that we would like to give it to. So I said, I'm not going to take money, just give it to, that's what it's meant to be. So they were very happy, and they told me there's a student who's going from Poland to Israel, and that's who they would love to give it to, and I was thrilled. And as they were leaving, I ran after him, and the tefillin is usually encased in a bag, like to protect it. And I even have 2 of them, but I went after them and I said, here's one, but there's a problem because it has my husband's initials on them. And I said, maybe there's a place you can find that they can take those initials off and embroider new ones on. If there's, I don't know if that can be done, but this is, I'm giving that to you to go with the tefillin. So they left, and then they called me, and they said, and they said the student's name was Peter. So Peter does not usually go with the name Yitzchak or with that letter. Like that was something that never would have occurred to me. And then they let me know later that it was when they found out, and they couldn't believe it either, that he had the same name and the same last name initial. So there's no problem with having the initials embroidered. It was a personalized, what's it called, bag for Peter.
The great thing about tefillin, as a stepping stone to do more about your relationship with God, is that in each box, you have a box on your arm and you have a box on your head, and there's parchments on each one with things from the Torah that are written inside them. So it said that the ones that we have written on our arms talk about our love for God and our wanting to develop a relationship with Him. And it also says that God Himself, so to speak, wears a pair of tefillin. So the question is, well, what does He wear inside His tefillin? And it says that He has parchments written on it about how He loves us. And so you wrap the tefillin on your arm and on your head, and it's all about wrapping and connecting. So when you put on tefillin, you're saying that just like you committed to this relationship, I'm committing to it too. And if you have that in mind, then hopefully it will open up more possibilities for you to go down that journey of what having a relationship with God really means in your life. I'm going to Israel in a couple of weeks with kids from Cleveland on TJJ, where Peter started. And I always tell them that FOMO, this concept of fear of missing out, is really fear of meeting oneself. Because when nothing else is around and you're by yourself, you get to start to be introspective, and that's scary, right? Because we don't do that very often. So tefillin, one of the rules of tefillin is that while you're wearing them, you're supposed to have a focused mind on what you're doing, on prayer and deep thought and connecting to God. So probably more than any other time in history, we really need as much focus as we can to be able to do anything in life, because we're so confused and so spread out all the time.
Well, most obviously, it's an honor. I mean, just having it in general would sort of invoke me to go and learn more about what it is and sort of the history behind it. But because it's tied to such a rich cultural and familial background, it's even more inspiring for me to move out and get to know sort of what it resembles and what it meant to the family itself. I'm going to Poland and Israel this summer, so hopefully that'll be the first time that I get to experience it and use it. And I think I had an experience with it one time before when I was volunteering at the Cleveland Jewish Food Bank. So I have like a little bit, I mean, I barely know anything about it, but hopefully with some of the mentors, they'll explain how to use it and what it means and how I can use it on my own in the future. I guess it symbolizes like a transition from like not particularly being involved in this cultural and familial history, and then it's like the bridge into my like acquisition of knowledge about this new world, sort of, that it's brought to light for me.